Hello and welcome back to another video where I yap about something and you have no choice but to listen. And this is Miles. Y'all seen him on the channel before.
I know y'all miss me. I've seen y'all's comments. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know, I'm also a Star Wars. I wouldn't say I'm a Star Wars nerd like this man, but I also grew up watching Star Wars and all that stuff. So I have credentials, so don't come for me.
Honestly, you're just as much as a nerd as I am.
To a degree, like I'm not reading articles about all this stuff. I'm just gonna say
I just read this article. This is the only article I've read in like years because it's Star Wars.
See, I don't have the energy to read it though. That's the issue.
Today's segment, Star Wars. Not just Star Wars fans. If you don't know what's going on the internet right now, there is been news on a recent project that was gonna come out back in whenever Rise of Skywalker was coming out. It was going to be a post-Rise of Skywalker movie about the hunt for Ben Solo. We don't know much about what the story was going to be about, but we do know is that it got canned by Bob Iger. In the article given by the playlist, it says that they had a script, they had a plan, they had a set date to film all this stuff, and they were ready to go in pre-production. There was a big influx of fans on the internet.
An outrage.
And a huge outrage.
Specifically on Twitter.
Because of this outrage, there have been millions upon millions of fans on Twitter claiming that Ben Solo deserves a true arc, when his arc was already finished. I don't know if y'all know or have seen The Rise of Skywalker, but he died.
Dead as hell.
He didn't just die, he disappeared into the Force.
What shoe she got on?
So he disappeared into the Force. He didn't fall down a chasm. He didn't just get stabbed. He disappeared into the Force. So it makes no sense in my mind for them to decide they want to make an entire movie based off of the person that just died. And I get it, you know, a lot of people in the Star Wars franchise have died and came back, but under different circumstances. I haven't read a lot of the comics or any of the books for real, but I'm pretty sure if you disappear into the Force, you're in the Force. You're done. And a lot of fans on the internet do not understand that.
Delusional.
Yeah.
I think is the word you're looking for.
The funny thing is that a lot of fandoms are delusional in general.
But I've never seen a level of delusion like I have seen in Star Wars fans. A level of like ignorance, delusion, and like stupidity all like in one melting pot. It's very
And we're not saying you're stupid if you want to see the Ben Solo.
I am.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a little ridiculous to go out of your way to come up with some fantastical reason as to why someone who disappeared into the Force is now back.
Yeah. And I've seen a couple discourses on like Twitter where they're like talking about like how it could be a hunt for his Force ghost or whatever, and like that thing, and I guess to a degree that can make sense. He did disappear into the Force, and from what we've seen in all the other films, every time a character has disappeared into the Force rather than just like physically died, they usually become like a Force ghost. Let me not be a pessimist. I love all these movies, but I can also look at them from a realistic point of view, which I feel like is what Star Wars fans do not do, is they get blinded by their love for a movie. They have their rose-colored glasses on. They love a character in a movie so much they can't look at it and be like, objectively, this is not good. Objectively, this doesn't make sense. Objectively, this needs to change. And although I love the original trilogy, and I even love the prequels, the sequels I have a love-hate relationship with, I still can recognize the faults and pros to all of them, especially after watching Andor now.
Go watch Andor.
It's really good. It's very interesting to me seeing Star Wars fans, like the things they hype up. And like I talked about, like things that are objectively good, it's like, okay, when you look at Andor, an objectively good show with objectively good writing and pacing and all these other things that makes you really feel grounded in the world of Star Wars, that makes you feel like, oh, this is a real stakes. Oh, this is a galactic empire. Oh yeah, I kind of expect a galactic empire to kind of have some skilled people who kind of know what they're doing to like push back against a rebel alliance.
They have structure.
Yeah, there's a structure to them. It's systematic. It's systemic and everything. So it's like, it feels real. But then you go watch like Ben Kenobi, or Kenobi rather, and you see this man walk out with Leia underneath a cloak, wearing full Jedi robes of an Imperial facility, 4 legs, just walking around the facility, and no one bats an eye. It's like, okay, guys. So then when I see things like this whole like hunt for Ben Solo, I'm like, okay, guys, we've seen what objectively a realistic, good story looks like. So why do we think this would work? What universe, what galaxy, what star system do you
And I am of the opinion that you can make a good story out of any kind of concept, but it does need to make sense within the universe
To
you
a
already
degree, at
adapted.
least.
You know,
And that
if
does
a
matter.
character disappears into the, this is the same problem we have when it comes to people getting stabbed with lightsabers, because you've already established that if you get stabbed with a lightsaber, you're pretty much donezo. But
Your
Disney
organs are
decided
getting fried.
they don't want to do that anymore. If you get stabbed with a lightsaber, you can come back.
You know, we
And
did
this
see
is the
some-
same problem, but in a different lens when it comes to Ben Solo coming back. Like, we've already established that if you disappear into the Force, you're done. You're in the Force.
And on that note, also, like, and we said, like, there's been characters that we've seen, like, kind of come back. Darth Maul,
Palpatine, for whatever reason.
And, you know, every
Boba
time,
Fett.
Boba Fett, every single time we see a new character come back, it always makes less and less sense. It's like, oh, okay, so, but how? And they're like, because the Force. I'm like,
Because the dark side made him so angry that he's able
Okay.
to harness the anger within himself and essentially survive off of that anger and
I'm like,
hatred.
you said a whole lot of
Which
nothing.
makes sense. It kind of makes sense when you're
Does.
talking about the Sith and the Force.
It makes sense as a baseline. And I think also one thing that, maybe this might be our fault,
But that
or
was
I'm
we,
gonna
get
say-
we give Maul a pass because that was the first time that's ever happened.
I give Maul a pass because I was 9. I think,
I was what,
yeah, I was
11,
hello, like
11ish years old.
Darth Maul was one of my favorite characters for a long time. Like Phantom Menace, I could get past the whole terrible writing of. Okay, let me not say terrible, but the very questionable writing of Phantom Menace because Darth
you
Maul.
can say terrible.
Okay, terrible writing of Phantom Menace because of Darth Maul was in there and he was being cool, and I was like, I want his lightsaber. He's cool. I want to be him for Halloween type shit, right? But growing up, like I said, looking at these things subjectively, it's like, okay. And also I think a fault of this for us, or at least I'm gonna speak for myself, is that I also am an anime fan. And when you watch anime, I feel like anime is a genre that has like a certain, como se dice, je ne sais quoi to it, that they explain for the most part, depending on which anime you watch, they explain their abilities and the world building and everything to a T, where like almost in a scientific manner too, that makes you really believe, oh, this is possible. What I'm saying is like anime has a very certain way of like giving you like certain details and stuff like that. And I feel like Star Wars kind of, it's not an anime obviously, but like it has a certain element to it that I feel like it could benefit off of like having that sort of like just structure to it, because like Darth Maul surviving because of the dark side of the Force as a foundation makes sense. It's like, okay, I can wrap my brain around that. Can you go into more detail? And then they don't go into more detail. It's just like, oh no, the dark side of the Force, that's it. And it's like, okay, well, I don't believe you now because his organs are gone. Like
Half of his body
is gone. Like
and
he lost his
fell
lower intestine,
really
his
far.
gallbladder, his prostate, like everything's gone, bruh. You kind of need those to like live. So can you like explain maybe a little bit more? Like, did he repair his organs with the dark side of the Force? Did the dark side of the Force help him like create new cells and create new organs and like things like that?
That
Like,
type of stuff is not going to ever be explained in Star Wars.
it's not, but I would like just like a little. I'm not saying you got to go that far, but like at least give us something a little bit more like than just he did it because he can.
Palpatine fell down really, really far, was electrocuted, and then blew up. So how is he back? And we got no
Because
explanation
he
about that.
is, and now there's clones of him. Ben Solo.
Palpatine coming back is the same problem we have when it comes to Ben Solo coming back. Like, a character that died, I saw him die, and you're telling me he came back because of this, that, and the other. At this point, just bring anybody back through the Force. You can come up with any kind of circumstance or Force mumbo-jumbo in order to bring someone back from the Force. Bring Luke back from the Force because he's stuck inside
Please
the
don't
world
bring
between
Luke back.
worlds or
I'm
something like that. Now he can
tired.
come back even though we saw him die. At some point, the stakes of a character's survival does not matter if we keep bringing them back. If a character we think is gonna die, we might just be like, oh, well, he's just gonna come back at some point.
It's like the
And
Dragon
then-
Ball Z, like
and we become more
ideology.
surprised that he doesn't come back
like-
than it is for us to go, oh my gosh, this character just died.
yeah, it's literally like Dragon Ball Z. Like, oh, someone dies, oh, just wish him back. with the
Go to
Balls.
Dragon Balls, go get the Dragon Balls.
Go get the Dragon Balls.
Go get the
bring him
Dragon
back.
Balls,
He'll be
yo.
back. Don't even worry about
It's
it.
fine. It's okay because
Cause
you're
it
gonna
is.
get Ben Solo back, and Ben Solo is gonna be the main character, and I don't
We
have
got
to deal with
Anakin,
Rey anymore.
but
That's
look
what
at-
it really feels like. It feels like a bunch of people don't like Rey so much that they're okay with something that doesn't make sense coming back, even though like Ben Solo's story's done. The arc is done. It's not like his
dead.
arc just was cut flat. Like no, his arc was he was conflicted. And he went into being a Sith completely in The Last Jedi, and then now he's come back to the light side in
And
Rise of Skywalker. That's his arc. That's his whole arc.
yeah,
There's no more. You don't need more arc than that. That's like bringing back Darth Vader and saying, no, there's more arc for Darth Vader now because he needs to go back to the dark side for whatever reason. Like, no, his
fans
arc
would
is done.
tear him up.
He finished his character arc. He's done, and it's time to move on to other characters in another timeline, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and I kind of get the want. Well, no, I don't get the want or need or desire for wanting a Ben Solo film. I get it in the sense that maybe we didn't get enough, or maybe his character arc was a little
His character arc
predictable.
wasn't- For sure.
Like, I told Evan the other day, I was like, low-key Rise of Skywalker is just a rebrand of New Hope, to be honest. Like, literally to the T. Like, he's gonna disagree, I'm going to agree, because
You agree with yourself.
I
Yes,
do.
I'm gonna agree with myself.
I am. Even Ben Solo's whole arc, like him being Darth Vader, and I get it, is like his whole thing is like he wanted to be like Darth Vader, but it's like, okay, you're from a foundation, from like a very like narrow point of view, it's like, okay, you're the Sith evil villain who wears a helmet, who has a red lightsaber, who's gonna fight the protagonist, who's conflicted in the Force, gonna fight the protagonist, has some connection bloodline wise to some of the good guys, and then is gonna be conflicted and switch over to the light side, and then die at the end. It's literally like the same thing. I'm like, okay. That's why I mean when I say I need Star Wars to evolve. Like, I really want to see Star Wars make more interesting stories like Andor. Oh, Asajj Ventress did come back to life in
So dumb.
what's it called? In the Tales of the Underworld, which I watched. That storyline was so I thought it was gonna be more interesting. I like Ventress. I liked Ventress ever since the 2003 Star Wars Clone Wars. Hold the and that was really
I'm seeing Echo, Rey, and Fennec also.
Echo did blow the fuck up.
Echo did blow
He
up.
blew
Echo
up.
should have stayed dead.
And then he came back.
And then he came back.
That's the other thing about Star Wars. Is like when people die, it's like, okay, sometimes these people die in like really like
horrific ways.
And I'm like, I don't think there's a single cell atom of your DNA like left.
Someone said Ahsoka Tano. Did Ahsoka Tano die?
She did die in the Mortis episodes.
She did, didn't she?
She died, and then she got brought back to life by the
By
sister.
the Force. See, guys, we're doing too much.
That one made a little more sense. I mean, it was a little more
because
fantastical.
it was the most fantastical the Clone Wars has ever gone.
It has, and then like she was like the whole light side of the Force, and she transferred her life energy. So I was like, okay, I'm seeing it happen in real time. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing, and I'm not being biased because she's my favorite character. I'm literally looking at it like, okay, yeah, the light side of the Force. I would assume it could do crazy things, and you can transfer that life into someone else.
I saw Anakin shift the days to night on that planet, so I'm pretty sure anything that's Force related can happen on that planet.
Yeah.
And it was only in that one episode. Nothing
Only
like
one.
that has ever happened in the show either. Fennec, I don't remember Fennec dying at all. She's not
Dare?
a large. Who? Who? I did have the pleasure in having conversations with some of these Star Wars fans that really, really, really wanted Ben Solo to come back, or they wanted the movie to happen or whatever, right? So a lot of them gave me a bunch of lists of characters that died and came back. That's what we were just talking about just now. They said Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Darth Maul, Palpatine, Asajj Ventress, Echo, Fennec, and Rey. None of those people disappeared into the Force and then came back. I get there's some circumstances when it
Did Rey
comes to
die?
characters that may or may not have died. Some characters are just presumed dead, like Boba Fett. It makes a lot more sense for Boba Fett to get swallowed whole and still be able to survive that because he has Mandalorian armor on. So that makes a lot more sense than Boba Fett literally disappearing into the Force and then saying, no,
Also,
he's still alive.
Watching Return of the Jedi, they did say like you'll get they literally said you're gonna get eaten whole and then be digested slowly for I think he said like 1,000 years. Jabba said something about like 1,000 years.
I think Jabba was just trying to scare them.
I mean, yeah, but I'm sure like there's some truth like you're gonna be digested for like
Slowly.
a long time.
You're gonna be digested slowly, essentially.
So I'm like, okay.
If that's how it works,
is.
Boba Fett can definitely stab
I
his
guess
way out of
he
that.
can get out of there. I still agree
Flamethrower
with
his way out of that. You know,
what
he
Evan
has
said earlier,
weapons.
though. Like, at some point, can we stop bringing people back? Even if it
Asajj
makes sense,
Ventress-
because it's like, okay, I'm tired of seeing it, and I need the stakes of like feeling like I want to feel the emotion of like a character dying and be like, dang, that really sucks. I like that character, now they're dead. Like, I feel that.
Someone I had a conversation with, this is all on Twitter, by the way. Someone I had a conversation with said that we didn't actually see Ben Solo's Force Ghost, so he could still be in limbo.
Have we ever seen a limbo?
Have we
I don't know if
ever
limbo
seen a
exists
limbo?
in Star Wars.
Are
And
we gonna invent limbo
That's the other
just
thing,
to bring it back
Star
a
Wars
character?
be inventing new things to like make like loopholes for people. I'm like, okay, guys.
Oh, but he was actually like stuck in the Force. stuck in the Force, guys.
Stuck in the Force, what?
If this is in a comic or a book, let me know. But
Look at
right
this
now,
Force. We have Force healing. So why don't we
sounds-
use Force healing like when Qui-Gon got stabbed or when fucking
Yeah,
like,
Force
all these other
healing
times people
shouldn't be a
were
thing,
getting
guys.
killed or stuff like that. Or I don't even mind Force healing being a thing, but like it would have to have been like started a while ago, and like also like, I want to see like, I'm also an advocate for seeing the Force used in more interesting ways and
For
stuff like
sure.
that.
That's why I want them to
i.e.
make a
the
Darth Nihilus
2003
movie.
Clone Wars
I'm sure
show.
Darth Nihilus could do some really cool things with the dark side of the Force that we
I
have
want to see
never
the Old
seen before.
Republic. I want to see the Old Republic, but like, and maybe they can do. That's the thing. I was like, maybe they can do that and talk about like how those ways were lost or something like that. But I'm kind of tired of Star Wars having to go back and like explain
Essentially
itself.
retcon things that was never really explained.
It's like,
But
okay.
because you want something specific to happen, you're inventing a new concept of the Force just for this one thing to happen. Not really to branch the Force out in general, you know, build upon the Force. It's really just, I'm gonna invent this one thing so that this one thing can happen, so that it can happen to this one character. And then that's it. We're just gonna do that and that's it.
So
Even
you
though
got
it may or
stabbed.
may not retcon something that we could or couldn't have done in the past. Someone said, the power of the dyad is supposed to be stronger even than death. The
I don't remember
dyad-
them saying that.
I don't
but
remember them saying that in any of the movies either. If it's in the books or in the comic, whatever. You know?
But I don't even care about that though either, because I'm sorry, because
A lot
sometimes
of the
Star Wars will be like,
comics are-
oh, but they did this in the comics. I'm like, okay,
oh, but in this
and
book that came out in 2005,
I'm like,
there
well, is that in the
this
movie?
one Jedi was able to do this one thing, so we were able to do it in the movies now too.
I have this issue with both Marvel and Star Wars because they both have comic books that like kind of fuel their like, or not fuel. I think Marvel's comic books fuel their cinematic universe a lot more than Star Wars, because Star Wars kind of started as a movie franchise. But I think both of them have an issue where like a lot of fans will be like, oh, but this happened in the comics, or like even like the franchise itself will be like, oh, this happened in the comics, so we're gonna like have it happen in live action, or not have it happen, but we're gonna like do something that like you would have to read the comics to know that that's possible. And as or not an average watcher, but I kind of watch movies through the perspective of an average watcher. If I watch these movies and I don't see that teased, talked about, shown, built upon, referenced, then I'm not going to just accept that, oh, it was in this book.
It was in a book that came out in 2006
Well, from the
called
movie universe, you never made that clear that that's possible. So no, don't do it.
Someone else
It's never
said,
referenced.
but if Palpatine can come back, Ben Solo can come back.
I thought we all agreed that Palpatine coming back was stupid. I thought we
all agreed that too, because they didn't explain it. Not even that they explained it. Like, the dude blew up. People are telling me,
Fell over.
people on Twitter are telling me that
Blew
Palpatine blew up and he's still able to come back. Which, I don't know if y'all knew this. You have to do some real digging to find out this dude is a clone. He's not even the real Palpatine. This dude's a clone. So no, technically, he didn't come back. A
And
clone
how-
just existed.
How does that work too?
I don't know,
Because
bro.
how does the clone
I don't
have?
know.
Because I know it's like I forgot what it's called. Metachlorians? Is that how you pronounce it? Metachlorians. There we go.
Midichlorians?
It's like, okay, I know it's like metachlorians is what like your numbers of them is how you use the force and stuff like that, or have your force aptitude or whatever. So like, do those metachlorians get like cloned as well in the process? That way, this clone Palpatine can also lift freaking Star Destroyers into the freaking sky.
Yep. That's yep.
See, that's the other thing. I say I want to see the force used in more interesting ways. That's not what I mean.
Someone else said Mace Windu is dead, and people have been campaigning for him to return since Episode 3 released in theaters. And you see how he's not alive. You see how he's not alive.
I love Mace Windu. I would like to see Mace Windu.
I don't.
I don't
I
want to
saw
see him
him
again,
die.
but like, I'm not saying I want to see him again, but I'm like, I would have liked to see Mace Windu more.
As a
and
character,
yeah, as a
for
character, more. We got a
You
little
could
bit
do
more
a
of him
little
in Clone
Mace
Wars,
Windu
but
prequel, like the
he's still
Tales of the
kinda-
Jedi thing, and give him a little 3-episode arc of how he became a Jedi or whatever. Sure, fine, whatever.
But I'm just don't want to see
Do that
him be the
if you want to. If you
the
really
mean
need
black
to.
man of Star Wars anymore, because that's kind of all he was for a long time.
Even if Mace Windu were to come back, that would still be kind of ridiculous because he got electrocuted like fuck. Like no one I've ever seen be electrocuted before. He got fucked up and then thrown out of a window.
I don't know what it. Maybe it's because of the light. Like when Palpatine got like his lightning redirected at him by Mace Windu, and like his skin like
Fucked
deformed.
up. Yeah.
But I'm like, I saw a lot of
Just
people
stop
get.
electrocuting yourself, dude. Just stop shooting.
Well, that one, but also I was the most thinking, I was like, oh, so I was like, okay, so y'all used him getting shot by his own lightning to showcase, oh, this is how he got deformed, this is why he looks so cynical and evil inside the original trilogy. Okay. But I also saw a lot of people get electrocuted in the Clone Wars, and nobody got a skin deformity because of it. Anakin got electrocuted, Ventress got electrocuted, Savage got electrocuted, Darth Maul got electrocuted by Sidious, the same lightning, for a cute minute. We watched it, and nobody left with a deformity. So now I'm kind of confused. Does the lightning cause deformity, or y'all just needed an excuse? Which is what I keep talking about as Star Wars, like going back and like trying to retcon things and make things, and then it just makes everything kind of confusing. It's like, okay, well, so what's the foundation? Like, what's possible, what's not, what's the rules, what's the regulations, what is what?
It looks like majority of the Star Wars fans on the internet want the Ben Solo movie to come back.
Yeah, I don't think Star Wars fans care about like whether a show is good.
I think in concept, when they hear something that could be good, they're just like, all right, let's do it, let's go for it, until they see it and it's bad. They'll ride on anything Star Wars except for Acolyte, because you know what happened with the Acolyte.
They were racist.
They were, oh my gosh, I've never seen so much racism when it came to Star Wars fans. But when it comes to like a concept of a story that could happen, they're like, let's do it, until it comes out, they're like, oh, this sucked. Because you saw, and I think it was Comic-Con, when they announced that Palpatine was coming back. Ecstatic. They were so happy that Palpatine was coming back
People
as the main character.
They don't
Everyone was loving it. They were like, yes, Palpatine is coming back. Let's do it. And then they saw the movie and was like, oh, no, this movie sucks. So it's like, why can't we like bring our expectations down just a little bit, Bring it back a little bit. Look at the story as an actual concept, Does it make sense? Look at it and go, I know my voice is cracking. Does it make sense?
I blame both the fans, but I also blame the franchise, because I feel like as a franchise, like I said earlier, I want y'all to evolve to a point where y'all can make interesting stories without the need for retconning, without the need for bringing people back to life, without the need for fan service and using characters that we've seen before and stuff like that. Let Hayden Christensen retire. Love him to death.
Love that man.
Love Hayden Christensen.
Get him on as Batman.
I
was joking. I'm joking.
But I think I'm not gonna say his time as Anakin's done. I don't want to make him finite or anything like that. But I just feel like at some point, if the whole series relies on bringing him back
or cameos
in general, it's like,
do you have a story?
Even Andor had a cameo, but it didn't feel like, oh, okay, like the show's only good because of this cameo, or this was the only thing that people are talking about. No, like
the cameo actually like serves a purpose.
It serves a purpose. It's not too much, but it's not too little where it's like, why are you here? It's like actually like,
if you have a valid reason, or you think you have a valid reason as to why the Ben Solo movie should have happened, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I'm open to hearing opinions.
For sure.
It might make me.
That's why I went on Twitter and just started asking people like, why is this stupid? And everybody gave me the same reasons. Like, oh, characters have died and come back before, but does it make sense?
Yeah, that's the only thing though. Sometimes you see the discourse and Star Wars fans don't know how to argue or don't know how to give valid points. They just say things and
some
then
of them.
Realize
not you watching this show series, whatever.
I hope that the people. Well, I don't know, but like I think a lot of times they're just like, oh, but I think sometimes Star Wars fans are just blinded by opinions. I'm like, yeah, I know it's your opinion that you like it and you wouldn't mind seeing it. You don't really care whether it makes sense, but that is exactly what we're saying. You don't care whether it makes sense, so therefore it doesn't make sense. But somehow it's fleeting for whatever reason.
If we continue this pattern of characters that should have died coming back, it really does lose the stakes. Like,
easy.
If I watch the next Star Wars, whatever, am I gonna be invested in the character enough, to want to see them succeed on whatever it is they're doing? Because they may or may not die, and I may or may not care.
It's also the same principle when you go back and tell stories of characters that we've seen die later on, or we know they're gonna survive. So it's like, okay, so what?
That's a problem we had if you watch our Andor reaction. We
Yeah.
didn't really care about Andor because of reaction. I mean the trailer. We didn't really care about Andor as a character because we saw him die in Rogue One. So it's like, we know he's not gonna be in any danger for real in the show. But when you watch the show, there are so many other characters surrounding that character that are in danger constantly. except for Mon Mothma. That's the only other character that I was like, okay, she's not gonna die in Andor. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time. Please don't be mad at us. Like, comment, subscribe.
We would love to
Let
see
us
your
know what
opinions.
you think about the Ben Solo series in the comments down below. If you have an actual reason as to why Ben Solo should come back, let us know.
And if
Because
you
so
wanna-
far, and if it has anything to do with characters that have come back before, you know, saying, oh, well, this character came back, don't put that in the comments. I already know. Characters have died and come back.
Or
I
do,
get
it's
it.
great for the algorithm.
I get it. Don't tell me he's stuck in limbo or stuck in the Force either, because that doesn't make any sense. Give me a different reason. I already heard those reasons. Give me a different one.
And if you want to see more of me, you can follow my socials. My TikTok is
I'm cutting
Miles
this out.
Ariston,
Oh.
MYLESARISTIN.
Let us know what you think in the comments, and goodbye.